What's up, everyone? Badgers here, and today I want to go over the props. So the props were just released, and I want to go over each fight and tell you which props I like, and not only which props I like, but how would I potentially hedge those props to maintain profit, because that's what we're all about. We're all about long-term game. We are all about the profit. Okay, so let's start with the first fight, which is Guram Kutetelatse and Kai Fernandez. So there's no props here. So I'm just gonna tell you what I like. I think that the odds favor Fernandez, obviously. I mean in terms of value. Now, the thing about Fernandez is that he's a very high level striker. He was also never finished. Now I know everybody are high on Guram and he should win. But if this fight is close, I believe that hedging with Fernandez winning by decision would be smart. The reason for that is if this fight does go to a decision, you don't want to sweat what the judges might do or not do, what the judges might decide or not decide. I don't see Guram finishing Fernandez. He was never finished. Um, if it stays on the feet, it's gonna be more. It's gonna be more competitive than people think. And although Guram is good on the feet, I believe that his real advantage would be taking the fight to the mat. Will he do that? That's the question. He definitely has the advantage there, but I'll say Guram wins. I say he wins by decision. If you pick Guram to win by decision, or just you go for Guram money line, which I don't see any value, you can. I would take Kai Fernandez by decision as well, because he can definitely have moments on the feet. He's very dangerous. He can even get a knockout. I don't think he will, but I don't take it out of the picture. Next fight. Here we got some props. So we have Nathan Fletcher and Colin Lochrain. First of all, I like the over. You got two guys that are going to try and grapple, and both of them are proficient. Like they know how to defend submissions. They know how to stay safe. Both of them are not the best strikers. Like they don't have much power, and it's just not their game. I'll say that maybe Lochrain would have more power, but he was never finished. Fletcher was finished in the third round. I don't see this happening. Fletcher also has a win over Lochrain, which happened long time ago when both of them were amateurs. So the over, I like it. 1.5 for the over seems decent. Um, if I had to choose a winner, I would actually choose Lochran. I think that he's very similar to the same guy that completely dominated Fletcher when they were in Tough. What was his name? I forgot his name. The Turkish guy, 145, got knocked out by Myron Santos. What's his name? Khan Offley. Yeah. So I actually think that there's a lot of similarities between Lochrain and Khan Offley. So I would say that he can win by decision. I like Lochrain by decision. I don't think he's gonna knock out. He's not gonna submit Fletcher, and I don't think Fletcher will submit him. I actually see maybe Lochrain getting some top position, maybe some reversals, getting in the pocket, getting some boxing in. So yeah, give me Lochrain to win by decision. If I had to hedge this fight, it would be Fletcher by decision, just because I don't see anyone here getting a finish. Yeah, next fight would be Shauna Bannon and Pooja Tumar. This is another fight that I think will end in a decision. So I'll just go. I wouldn't take the over, obviously. There's no value whatsoever in the over here. But I think Pooja, with her volume, she might get a decision. You just can't trust those fucking judges, right? She's not gonna finish Bannon. Bannon is very tough. So you can take out a chance of her knocking out Bannon or her submitting Bannon, which is not even her game. She might win by just being more active. Shauna Bannon is not good at all. I'm not impressed by her in any way. Tumar, was she ever finished? I don't know. Like, she's 9-4, not the best record. Like, she's not the best fighter. But I don't see Bannon knocking her out. Maybe Bannon submits her. We can see that's definitely a weakness of her, right? She got choke, triangle choke, arm barred. That was in 2017. She got arm barred twice. Can Shauna get a submission? She can. Actually, Bannon by submission might be a sneaky prop. She's definitely looking at her record and saying, okay, maybe we can do that. She does have a submission win in 2019. She got armbarred as well, but other than that, she mostly goes for the knockout. But last week you had what's his name, Lima, right? He didn't have any submission on his record, but he did submit the guy he fought against, Barez. Why? Because that was the easiest path to victory for him, and that's what I think would be the path for victory for Bannon. So give me Bannon by submission as the prop, or you can hedge it. You can hedge it with Tumar by decision. Obviously, we might see Bannon by decision, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Because if the fight stays on the feet, I think Tumar, with her just volume, she might win. This is definitely again. I'm not gonna make every bet I'm telling you. If you want to know what bets I'm making, the top bets I'm making, you can join my Patreon. But I will say that I'm not really high on Bannon. Next one, we got Andrei Pulaev and Christian Leroy Duncan. So Pulaev is actually is decent. He's very decent. He just fought on Dana White Contender Series. He was the underdog. I had a bet on him, and he won. He dominated. No, he didn't only win. He dominated. And the guy that he fought against was very, like, people were high on him. I don't see the props here for some reason, so maybe they weren't released. But I'll just say, don't just put Duncan in your parlays just because you see this odds. Like, Duncan should win. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's a really good kickboxer. But he lost 2 times already. He lost against Armen Petrosian and Gregory Rodriguez. That's fine. Like, those are not wins to be ashamed of. Like, Petrosian, we know that he's a high-level kickboxer. If you don't take him down and submit him, it's very hard to win against him. And Rodriguez as well. Like, the guy is a monster. Like, the fact that Uh, the fact that Christian Leroy Duncan ate what Gregory Rodriguez fed him for 3 rounds, that was impressive. So, yeah, I don't see Pulayev like knocking out obviously Leroy Duncan, but this can be a bit more competitive than the odds suggest. If Pulayev wins, I believe he's gonna win by decision. I don't believe he's gonna win by knockout, because if Gregory Rodriguez couldn't finish Duncan, Pulayev will not finish Duncan. I can assure you that, unless some crazy shit happens, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The over 1.5, 161, I like it. Like, Pulayev is defensively sound. I know Duncan have 3 knockouts in the first round and another 4 knockouts in the second round, but the guy went to the second round with Dennis Tululin, who is not in the UFC anymore and he's low level. I actually think that Andrei Pulayev is much better than Dennis, and they're gonna have about the same reach in my opinion. You got 79-inch reach on Duncan's side, and Pulayev is quite lanky as well. So they should, I think the first round 78.5, so it's about the same. I think the first round would be them just trying to find the distance, and yeah, I like the over 1.5, so that's the prop I would take in this one, or Andre by decision, small bet. Next one, we got Tybura and Parkin. So I was actually surprised that Parkin was the dog. I posted on Twitter. I posted like a tweet saying like, what am I missing? And honestly, like, Parkin haven't really gone through anyone who's high level. I'd say that his win against Pogues is good. His win against what's his name, Usman, is okay. Tybura, the guy is getting older, right? He's almost 40 years old. I think that when it comes to their boxing, they're gonna be quite similar. Like, I'd give, on the striking aspect, I think Parkin is the better striker. I think he has the better boxing. He also has have a kickboxing background. Now, Tybura in his last fight when he fought Jonathan Denise was was very close to knocking him out, but because he's a fish out of water when it comes to his jiu-jitsu and ground game, Tybura took advantage of that, took him down, and knocked him out by ground and pound, because he doesn't have the skill, right? So Parkin is not that. Parkin has better takedown defense, and he can actually use a bit of jiu-jitsu and get-up game to get up or survive if Tybura does take him down. And Tybura is not he's not a Dagestani wrestler. Like, his wrestling is weird. So if I see any win from Tybura, it's gonna be by decision. But Parkin, I can see him getting a knockout. So I wouldn't take the knockout out of that realm. I don't see Parkin submitting him. So yeah, give me Parkin to win. I'll say he does it by decision though. I wouldn't say he's gonna knock out Tybura. I think decision. Next fight we got. Why I don't see the props? What the hell? I saw them before. So next fight we got Leonard Kavanagh and Felipe dos Santos. I like Kavanagh here. I already have my free bet that I posted in the Telegram group is Kavanagh parlayed with Vucenic. I really like Kavanaugh. I like what I've seen from him. Against, like, his debut was against Ochoa, who's a very, very dangerous striker. I would say Ochoa is more dangerous than Felipe dos Santos, higher level. And there was one moment in that fight where Kavanaugh was hurt. That was when both of them were, I think it was in the second round. Kavanaugh was dominating the entire second round, and then he got hit, I think, in the liver. It was a body shot, and he tried to take him down, and then he got like top position, Ochoa, and like he took his back, but that was just because he got really hurt. I don't think Dos Santos will do that, and even when he got hurt in the third round, he came back and he dominated the entire third round, really hurting really hurting Ochoa. So I like Kavanaugh. Will he win by decision or will he win by knockout? The thing about Dos Santos, he leaves his hands down. Like, he got tagged so much when he fought against Cop. We know that Cop is a very, very high level striker, and he made that fight look actually quite competitive. But I think he's tough enough to to not get knocked out. He was never knocked out. So I'll say Kavanaugh wins by decision. You get Kavanaugh by decision, 1.8. But don't be surprised if Kavanaugh knocks him out. Like, the guy is very dangerous. He got those spinning leg kicks, he head kicks. He got very, very dangerous striking. So anything can happen. The thing is, I think if Felipe dos Santos drops, like, what could happen is Kavanaugh will drop Dos Santos, and then Dos Santos will just stay like laying down on the floor, and I don't think Kavanaugh will jump and try to ground and pound him. We'll just let him get up, and that will be enough time for Dos Santos to get back to himself. So give me Kavanaugh by decision. If I had to hedge this, I would hedge Dos Santos by knockout, just because I don't see Dos Santos winning if it goes 3 rounds. Maybe Dos Santos by submission, but I just don't see Dos Santos winning here. So I just like Kavanaugh to win by decision. Next one, we got Jay Herbert and Chris Padilla. I know people are high on Chris Padilla because he got 2 wins. The first one against James Lontop, where he submitted him, but James Lontop has no grappling skills whatsoever compared to other UFC fighters. And he got that weird knockout against Rongju, but Rongju was winning up to that point. Like, he was winning in the striking exchanges. So I give Chris Padilla the credit. Like, he's a very creative fighter, and the fact that he could do that is very impressive. But I think Jai Herbert is experienced enough not to get submitted. Obviously, I don't see Jai Herbert getting submitted here, and I don't see him like getting into the pocket with Padilla or eating like that weird elbow like Rongju did. I think that Jai Herbert will use his reach advantage. He should have like an 8-inch reach advantage, which is significant. And I think he's gonna stay on the outside, and he's just gonna no. Why the fuck did I think that? I remember someone said that. Anyway, 3-inch reach advantage. That's not that impressive. But yeah, so I think Jai Herbert should still win. He's gonna be the longer guy. He's gonna be, in my opinion, the better striker, and I'm gonna give him the. I'm gonna choose him to win. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna choose him to win. But don't be surprised if Padilla makes something happen. If Padilla wins, I see him winning maybe by knockout. I don't see him submitting Jai Herbert, who was knocked out by Ilya Tupuria, but he really hurt Tupuria, and he got submitted by Renato Moicano. But Moicano is a very high level jiu-jitsu black belt, so I don't think that's gonna be something that we need to worry about here. But who knows? Next fight we got Nathaniel Wood and Morgan Sherrier. I like Sherrier here. I think he can win by decision. Can he get the knockout? I wouldn't say that the knockout is out of the picture. I know Nathaniel Wood is very, very dangerous, but he had a very competitive fight with Andre Fili. He won by split decision, and that didn't age well. Like, Fili is losing now left and right, and he got hurt in that fight as well. Fili dropped him. He dropped Fili. He's not gonna drop Sherrier. So Sherrier to win by decision. That's looking good. Sherrier by knockout. How much are we getting for that? 4.5. I like it. I like it. Was Nathaniel Wood knocked out before? I think he was. Let's see if Wood was knocked out before. Interested to know. So Nathaniel Wood, 26 wins, 6 losses. He got knocked out 2 times, but that was in the 3rd round. Yeah, 3rd round by John Dodson and broken nose shit. Alan Philpott. Can he get knocked out? He can, bro. If there's anyone that's gonna knock him out, it's gonna be Morgan Sherrier. I think that he can definitely break his nose again if he wants. He obviously wants. Will it try? We don't know. But yeah, give me Sherrier by knockout. How would I hedge it? I would hedge it by Wood by decision. Because but obviously Sherrier can win by decision as well, right? But if I would say what's the most likely scenario I see Sherrier win here, I see him getting a knockout because he's very dangerous. He's very, he's very, very, he has power. Like, he knocked out almost everyone he went against. He didn't knock out Chepe Mariscal because Chepe kept working. Like, they had a lot of grappling exchanges, but he still won that fight. He got robbed bad in that one. But yeah, give me Wood by decision. Maybe the leg kicks will make something for him, but he's not gonna knock out Sherrier. So yeah. Next one we got Jordan Vucenic and Chris Duncan. So Jordan Vucenic is notoriously durable. He is notoriously tough. So first of all, let's start with Duncan. He's a good fighter. He got good striking, good boxing. He got good submission skills. But we saw him lose a couple of times. We saw him getting hurt a couple of times. Like when I saw his loss to, what was his name? Manuel Torres, El Loco, just the way Torres manhandled him, that just wasn't a good look for me. So when I saw that, how easily he got submitted by Torres, it's very hard for me to not pick Vucenic to win by submission. Because this is Vucenic's game. If you're gonna go and look at Vucenic's record, the guy is a submission artist. He's not really knocking out people. He submits them. And most of his subs come in the 2nd round, which is something I've noticed. So I actually like the submission prop. I think that if he gets top position or he gets his back, it's gonna be a long night for Duncan. The guy is good. He is really good. Like, split decision win against Morgan Sherrier, split decision win against Paul Hughes. He was never finished. So the guy is good. Like, even against Guram, that first round was all Vucenic, right? But then Guram woke up and he took the two other rounds. So yeah, give me Vucenic by submission. I like it. The only way I would hedge it would be Duncan by decision. How much are we getting for Duncan by decision? Duncan by Vucenic by uh Duncan by decision 775. I like it. Maybe if he keeps the fight standing, he might get the better of those exchanges on the feet. He is training in American Top Team. He should have worked on his wrestling and like his get up game and just take down defense. So I don't see. I like it. Like I'm gonna take that into consideration if I will make any prop bets here. But I like Vucenic. I think he's gonna submit him. But if I would hedge that, I would hedge it by Duncan decision. Yeah. Molly McCann and Alexia Tayanara. So we got here the hungry up-and-comer Alexia. She just won her Dana White Contender Series fight. It wasn't just now, obviously it was last year. But she's taking now a much higher level competition. Molly McCann. The thing about McCann is that she has businesses outside of fighting. Like even like when she had in the last PPV that she was in, and they have those episodes that they upload to YouTube. Like on fight week, she was going around looking at restaurants that she owns, making sure that everything is working and all that. And when I see a fighter that has other businesses that are not related to fighting, it turns me off. It just shows me that she's gave up already at in some way. Like if you're a fighter, or you are all in, or not. Especially when like she's not fighting in the regional scenes, she's fighting in the UFC. Now Alexia, on the other hand, she's 100% in the fight game. She's hungry. She's only doing this. And I think that she's gonna win here. Will she finish McCann? If she finishes McCann, I see maybe a submission, maybe a rear naked choke. She got submission skills, Alexia. I think many of her wins came by submission. 3 submissions in the first round, 3 submissions in the second round. So she's definitely dangerous. She got arm bars, rear naked chokes. And we saw how easily McCann got submitted when she fought that big Russian girl. What's her name? I forgot. Let's see. Yeah, she fought... Who was that? She fought Juliana Stolyarenko. And Juliana Stolyarenko just easily like took her down and got the armbar. And like I remember that actually when I saw that the replay, I remember that Molly could have escaped that armbar easily, but she haven't done that. She gave her the armbar. After that, she goes on and wins 2 armbars against Diana Belbita, which I'm not very high on. And I don't know. This is some kind of a grappling match she had. So maybe she improved in that regard. I don't know. I wasn't impressed by her performance against Bruna Brazil. Bruna completely dominated her. So give me Alexia Tainara. I think that she gets us the submission here. And if how much are we getting for Tainara by submission? Tainara by submission is 525. I like it. I like it. Yeah, and you see some money coming in. Like the prop is going down. So yeah, give me Tainara by submission. Next one we got Gunnar Nelson and Kevin Holland. So the question is, what kind of Kevin Holland are we getting here? The fact that this fight is gonna be at 170 and not 185 makes me think that Kevin Holland is actually taking this fight seriously and he's not just coming in for a payday. So I actually like that about Kevin Holland. I think that his back is against the wall. If he loses here, he might get cut by the UFC. I don't think he wants to get cut by the UFC. So I actually like Kevin Holland here. I think that he can get a knockout if this fight stays on the feet. Like, that's live. Nelson, he hasn't fought for so long, but we know what he's all about. He's about getting a submission. And after I saw again how easily Holland got submitted by Reiner the Ritter, I think that that's what Gunnar Nelson is going to try and do. He's going to try and take Holland down and submit him. So what will I do here? I will do exactly what I did with the Holland fight and Reiner the Ritter fight. I took the Ritter by submission and Holland by KO. And it was like 3 point something odds for each of the props, and so each way, if any of the scenarios happen, you would make money. So I actually like it here as well. So you got Holland knockout 3.5, Nelson by submission 3.15. So you just have two scenarios where if either catches, you make money. If none catches, you lose money. So that's what I like. I would take Holland by knockout or Nelson by submission as a hedge. Now, next fight we got Jan Blachowicz and Carlos Ulberg. Now, I was surprised seeing the odds for Jan Blachowicz. I was surprised that he's such a big underdog, especially considering the fact that, in my opinion, he won against Alex Pereira. He got the control, he got the submission attempts, Pereira was better on the feet, but it wasn't like he was dog walking him. So I actually like Jan here. I think that he can win. I like him as the dog. I wouldn't get any prop here, to be honest, just because I see Jan has the ability to take down and submit Ulberg. Jan has the ability to knock out Ulberg, who was knocked out by Kennedy Nzechukwu. And I just think that Ulberg is very hyped right now. That's why we're seeing him as such a big favorite compared to Jan. But I'm not buying it. I like Jan to win. I actually think that he can win everywhere. And I don't think this fight will go the distance. If Ulberg knocks out Blachowicz or Blachowicz finishes Ulberg, that can happen. So, give me Blachowicz to win. Money line. No props here. And main event. We got Leon Edwards and Sean Brady. So, Sean Brady is coming, I think, short notice. Leon Edwards was actually supposed to fight Jack Della Maddalena, and now Jack is fighting against Belal. Now, I lost a lot of money on Leon when he fought against Belal, and he looked like shit. But in retrospect, and after listening to what Leon said, the timing of the fight kind of fucked him up. And you know, as someone who trains in jiu-jitsu and grappling, I know how different your performance can be if you slept 8 hours or if you slept 5 hours. Like, those things matter a lot. Like, you having a good night's sleep or having a good nap before you go and fight is tremendously different than you waking up in the middle of the night and fighting, which was about the time zone that which was what the body of Leon Edwards was accustomed to when they fought. I don't know if they prepared for that. I don't know if he changed his his waking hours or when he went to sleep and all that shit. But that affected him. This time it's not gonna be the same. This time it's gonna be in a time where he's used to fighting. So I actually like Leon here. And I would say that I see Leon winning by knockout. I think that knockout is live for Leon. Don't forget that Sean Brady got knocked out by Bilal. I'm not really high on Brady takedowns here. I think that Edwards, if he it's the same Edwards that fought against Kamaru Usman, I see him stuffing the takedowns, and it's not gonna be comparable on the feet. Edwards is the much better striker. So I actually see Edwards getting a finish here. It's gonna be 5 rounds, which should benefit Edwards here. So yeah, give me Edwards to win by knockout. I actually think that this time he spoke about it. Like, it's not like he didn't give a reason for why he looked like shit that night. He gave a reason, and that reason is actually, it makes sense. So I like Edwards by knockout. You get 7.5 here. Can Edwards get a win by decision? Of course, he can get a decision as well. I need to do some more research. I want to understand exactly when the fight, like when the replacement took place, like when Sean Brady, how much time did he have to prepare? Because again, this is a 5-round fight, and he did look good when he fought. I think it was 5 rounds against what's his name, against the Brazilian. Forgot his name. But you know who he fought last. So yeah, give me Edwards to win by knockout. That's my pick. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the content, make sure you like the video. Comment below what's your favorite prop for this card. I'm interested. I want to see what you guys think, if you agree with me or not. And make sure you follow me on Twitter, and you can also join my free Telegram group. If you want to get my top picks, if you want to work with me, make sure you send me a DM on Telegram, and I'll give you all the information about my Patreon group. And that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.